Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to episode number 8 of our FIFA 17 and career mode here with Hull City. Today, once again, we've got 3 more games for you guys, and we're now getting into the month of December, which means it's actually starting to get pretty close to the January transfer window already in this series. It doesn't feel like we've been going for that long. The game's only been out for just over a week and we're already heading towards the January transfer window. If you want to leave some suggestions for players to buy in the January transfer window, both on pre-contract agreements and also in terms of outright deals, then make sure to do that in the comment section below. I'll also be asking you about a few other things later in the episode. I did ask you about something last episode, and it was to do with the finances and the profit. The board wanted to get £85 million in profit by the end of the season. You guys managed to tell me that you get about like £90 million at the end of the season, like television rights or prize money or something. So that might not be too difficult to pull off, though we are still £16.6 million in the red in terms of profit. So it might still be a little bit more difficult. You might still have to sell a few players in the transfer window. I'm not entirely sure, but if we do get that prize money before the end of the season, then obviously it will help quite a substantial amount. You guys though voted that Michael Keane would get his first player of the episode win for his exploits last time. Very solid in defence, lots of well-timed tackles from him across all 3 of the games, and of course scored as well last episode, so he's going to play every single game today. First of all though, talking about games, let's get into the first one. We have got an EFL Cup tie against Ipswich Town. This is actually the quarter-finals, so we managed to advance a pretty decent way in this competition, and we now face the championship side Ipswich for a place in the semi-finals of this tournament. Now we are playing a slightly second-string team. Jakupovic is into the net. He'll be hoping to get a good performance here because Marshall was poor last episode, so if we can get a good episode here, a good performance, sorry, from Jakupovic, he might challenge for that first goalkeeper spot. We've also got Timon, Valkvist, and a few others into the side like Klukas and Stefaniak. Ipswich, though, going forward down the right-hand side in the second minute of the game. Cross into the box. Jakupovic should deal with it. He doesn't, and that is an awful start for Eldin Jakupovic in trying to prove to us that he can be our #1 goalkeeper after Marshall's blip in form last time. An awful, awful mistake in just the second minute of the game. A horrendous punch clear, and it goes straight to the Ipswich attacker, and they've taken a 1-0 lead after just 2 minutes, and we are in shock here, and we're in further shock now because Freddie Sears has made it 2-0 to Ipswich after 20 minutes. We've fallen apart. We haven't turned up in the first 20 minutes of the game, and we're 2-0 down. It's an absolutely disastrous start to the game, and we've got so much work to do. Josh Timon way out of position, and it allows Freddie Sears to get that goal, and it all stems from an awful mistake from Jakupovic. Finally, we're getting our first chance of the game through Sam Klukas, but a good save from Bialkowski in the Ipswich net. A few minutes later, and now Marvin Stefaniak has been picked out. He's going for a finesse effort. It's saved, and then Klukas is there. And probably should have done better, but his shot on the rebound is too weak. And Bialkowski is there to get to it into the 28th minute. 3 massive chances, 4 even massive chances in 6 minutes. Ndidi with the shot. It's saved by Bialkowski. The resulting corner comes in. We're finally getting some chances, but we're not being clinical. Preciado heads wide of the far post. Into the 40th minute, Cosiero's managed to find Preciado, who cuts inside, goes past the player, and is brought down. And that is a stonewall penalty given away by the Ipswich captain, Tommy Smith. He picks up a yellow card for his troubles. Preciado will dust himself down. He has to score for us to get into this game, and he doesn't. It's saved by Bialkowski in the Ipswich net. It's our first missed penalty of this entire series, and the Colombian Preciado, who's in the same position really as Jakupovic, he needs a good performance here in order to try and challenge, in this case, Abel Hernandez for a starting position in this squad, and it's just not happening for him whatsoever. He's had a really poor game. Preciado, though, finding Robert Snodgrass here now as well. We had a chance with Klukas earlier. Snodgrass misses as well, and a massive lack of clinicality has cost us hugely here after a shocking first 20 minutes of the game. We are out of the EFL Cup at the hands of Ipswich Town. We lose 2-0. Preciado, ignore the ratings. Preciado was utterly horrendous. The majority of players were utterly horrendous, to be honest with you. The midfield was alright, and Didi, Cosiello and Huddleston were pretty good in that central 3 in midfield. But apart from that, it was pretty poor. Stefaniak was okay. I don't know why he got such a poor rating. The game clearly doesn't like him. He had a few decent chances. Klukas was pretty wasteful, to be quite honest with you. Preciado was very wasteful, and he won't be getting anywhere near the starting 11 anytime soon. Same for Jakupovic. A bit of better news in training is that Marvin Stefaniak is now up to a 71 overall. A bit of growth from him there. We're training him on his finishing because that is one thing that he appears to be lacking. He's had quite a few chances since joining for Hull. He's been very positive, making things happen, grabbing a lot of assists, but unfortunately hasn't been sticking away his chances. You can see we're now getting into the second game of today's episode now, trying to avoid trying to not replicate the disaster that we had against Ipswich Town in the EFL Cup. You can see the squad there in the background. We're playing Middlesbrough in the EPL for this second game of the episode. And you can see that Hernandez obviously is back into the side along with multiple others. Odubajo is in as well. First chance of the game is going to us though. Livermore with a shot is blocked. Then saved by Valdez. It falls to Hernandez, but he's off balance and is unable to steer it home. And that shot error probably coming into play there as well, unfortunately for Abel Hernandez. But decent chance for us. Middlesbrough with some nice link-up play there, and Clayton blasts the ball wide on his left foot. Middlesbrough going forward again here. Edgar Pribb into the box there for Martin de Roon, and Marshall there. David Marshall is just about there, although rather acrobatically to save. Into the 25th minute now, Ryan Mason's been set down the left-hand side by Abel Hernandez. He's going to cut it back into the box for Hernandez, and Hernandez scores. You know the drill by now. The kid cannot stop scoring. We didn't have him against Ipswich, and we lacked clinicality massively. We were so unclinical, it was a joke. We put him back into the squad, and he scores within 25 minutes, and it's another assist for Ryan Mason, who has the most assists as well in the club in this series so far. Into the second half, and Abel Hernandez has now been found by Vincent Coziello, and he's doubled his tally, he's doubled our tally, and it is 2-0 in this game, and that surely is a big step now towards winning this game and grabbing all 3 points in the league again. We're doing so well in the league, we're out of the cup, but at least we're doing absolutely fantastically so far in the league. Hernandez with a wonderful finesse effort, it goes past Victor Valdez, he was never really going to get anywhere near that, and Hernandez scores via the assist from Vincent Coziello. Middlesbrough still going forward though, and having a few chances. Coziello actually himself going forward as well, but a decent block there I think from Daniel Ayala to deny him. Probably should have unleashed a shot better, or sorry, earlier. That was really my fault. Into the 75th minute there, Gaston Ramirez with a header. Probably shouldn't have been beating Curtis Davies in the air there, but Davies unable to get there, and it does in the end go harmlessly wide, and that is the end of the game. That is the final result. It is a 2-0 victory. Curtis Davies and Moses Odubajo pretty happy with their work. They did very well at the back. We were very solid at the back, really, limited them to very few chances. Abel Hernandez, unsurprisingly, gets man of the match after scoring both goals in the game. Odubajo, as well as Coziello, Mason and Bailey getting very good ratings. Davies getting a 7.8 as well. And overall, a very solid performance, much better than the performance against Ipswich Town, it has to be said. Moving back into training, and we're seeing yet more growth for Onyinye and Didi. He's now 76 overall. We bought him at 72 and it's not even December yet. This is utterly insane. We're not even halfway through the year, or through the season. And indeed, he's gone up by 4. He could well be 80 by the end of the season. Utterly insane growth from him, Valkvist and Stefaniak. But moving on from training, it is now time for the final game of today's episode. There is Steve Mondonda. He's the best goalkeeper in the league in terms of clean sheets. He'll be hoping for a good game today, and we'll be hoping to deny that for him as we play Crystal Palace here at the KCOM Stadium. You can see the squad here in the background. Valkvist is back in for Odubajo. Apart from that, there's not many changes. Davies and Keane still the trusted centre-back partnership, with Marshall, of course, still in goal after the horror story of a game against Ipswich Town for Eldin Jakupovic. Crystal Palace getting the first sort of action of the game, trying to go forward. Wonderful play from them, and an incredible block there from Michael Keane to take the sting out of the shot. I think it might have been from Jordan Much, I'm not entirely sure who it was from, but really good block from Michael Keane. Into 24th minute, Coziello trying to slip the ball forward there for Leon Bailey, but Mondonda is there to get there. He'll be hoping, of course, for a solid game. He's thrown it out though towards Abel Hernandez, who's got there with the header. It's gone in off the post. There's a scramble, and Mandanda is unable to clear it off the line somehow, and that perhaps is one of the strangest goals you will ever see on FIFA 17. It's gone in off the post after Mondonda threw it straight to Abel Hernandez, and then he's just failed at the simple job, really, of just grabbing the ball, and he's just parried it into his own net off his knee, and it's gone in, and we're 1-0 up in the strangest of circumstances. Palace, though, trying to compensate for going behind by attacking quite a lot at the end of the first half. Two good saves there from Marshall to deny them. The first, I can't remember who it was from. It might have been Bernard or Jordan Much again. And then the second from a header. Into the second half, Palace going forward again with Wilfred Zaha into the box. Benteke somehow unable to get there. Valkvist slide tackles prematurely. Sacco then finds another Palace attacker, and it has gone in. And Palace have found their equaliser. Not too happy with the contribution from Curtis Davies there, ducking out of the way of the shot, and it goes in off the post. He probably would have blocked it as well if he hadn't have actually ducked out of the way, although it does go down as an own goal. so he must have got a slight deflection on it. We, though, are going for an instant response in the 66th minute. Ball swung in by Andrew Robertson, headed away by Scott Dan. Abel Hernandez controls it and finds the back of the net. Incredibly, what a shot that is from Abel Hernandez to give us the lead back, and just 4 minutes after Palace got the equaliser, we have taken the lead back, and what a goal it is from that man again, Abel Hernandez. It's utterly incredible how many goals he scored. That's his 18th goal of the series so far in 8 episodes. It's just quite astonishing. A wonderful goal there. What a finish that is across the goalkeeper. Brilliant stuff from him. Into the 71st minute, Palace now looking for an instant response. Save from Marshall there to deny Christian Benteke's header. Resulting corner swung in by Andros Townsend, then headed there by Delaney. Saved again by Marshall and hooked away there by the Hull defender. We've held on for now, but Palace are still trying to attack, and Andros Townsend's managed to burn away from Valkvist, who's lacking in stamina. Keane wins the ball back, but then loses it again from Townsend. The ball to the back post for Christian Benteke, and Hull hearts are broken in injury time as Palace find the equaliser in the 90th minute of the game. Andrew Robertson is unable to get there with his head, and Marshall is going to have no chance there. Obviously Benteke very, very strong in the air, and we had no chance in the end. From the kickoff, though, we're still going to try and be positive. Bailey there finding Abel Hernandez, who's into the box and puts the ball wide, puts the shot wide. And that was astonishing. Crystal Palace just not responding to us going forward whatsoever. Hernandez finding it very easy to get into the box and then puts the shot wide on his weak foot. Again, shot error potentially coming into play. It is a 2-2 draw, though, in the end. Abel Hernandez does get man of the match, 8.7 rating for him. Valkvist with a 7.8, very solid rating for him. And Michael Keane with an 8, Koziela with a 7.92. So good ratings for some of the players. But disappointing to lose the win right at the end of the game. There's nothing much we can do about it. It's still a decent point because Palace were third in the table going into the game. Some more attribute growth there for Stefaniak, and again Ndidi, who is just an absolute monster as far as growth and training is concerned. That's 2 overalls gained for him in 2 episodes, which is quite astonishing. He's 76 overall now. Decent episode though for us. Shame to go out of the EFL Cup in such a way against Ipswich Town, but still a decent 4 points in the Premier League. You can see that Stoke City is still top of the table, 2 points clear of us, and then it's Palace in third, which is just quite astonishing. Then finally you get some big teams being Chelsea, Arsenal, Leicester. Then we've got Everton, Liverpool, City and Swansea to round out the top 10. And yeah, I mean, we're still doing very well. The sliders are making things more difficult for us, certainly, but we're still doing well in the league for now, though we have got some tough games coming up. You can see them in the background is the Hall of Fame. If there's anything you want me to add to this, by the way, then make sure to drop it in the comment section, whether it be like best win streaks or whatever. Drop it in the comment section. I can add that for next episode because I realise it might start to get a little bit boring if we show the same facts every single episode. So I want to try and keep consistently adding stuff to it. You can see, though, that, of course, Abel Hernandez is still obviously the top goal scorer now with 18 goals in this series. Ryan Mason still top assist maker with 6. He obviously got an assist for Hernandez in that Middlesbrough game today. Marshall getting another clean sheet as well today, so he's still top. Obviously not much competition, especially after Jakupovic's poor performance against Ipswich. The transfer records are of course still the same, and in terms of appearances, Hernandez holds that by 1 over Marshall. Still pretty close between those guys. I think there's a few other players who played like 20 odd games too. And then in terms of player of the episode wins, of course, that is still held by Hernandez too. You can vote for your player of the episode for today's episode as well in the poll in the top right of the screen. Don't forget to let me know what players you want me to sign on pre-contract agreements / transfers in the comment section, as well as we're getting into January very soon. And also tell me what you want to see added, to the Hall of Fame. That is about it though from me. If you've enjoyed the video, then of course feel free to hit the likes button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. It's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
No, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's